Now, like many of you, the pandemic stole like 2+ years of our lives. We just woke up one day and found out that, wait, I am 20 something. I absolutely do not know what I'm supposed to be doing.
Just gonna be living that life, gonna be living it right, gonna be catching a fly, slice, and a shine on the ice, straight acting a lemon lime, look.
Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. It's Dyvynelydivine here. In today's video, I'm going to be telling you 7 things that you should do in your 20s. Now, many of you like myself have just been wondering, what am I supposed to be doing in my 20s? Am I wasting my 20s? Am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing? If that is the reason why you clicked on this video, then trust me, you are in the right place, because in this video I'm going to be telling you 7 things that I think you should be doing. I'm already doing that and I can see basic changes in my life, and because I'm generous and because I love you guys, I want to share those 7 skills. Now, if you're new to this channel, basically I have a series called What I've Learned in My 20s. Basically I share basic skills and tips and tricks and everything that I'm basically learning and doing in my 20s to transform my life and to live my life to the fullest potential. So without further ado, let's get into this video. Okay guys, so number 1 tip is take care of yourself. I cannot overemphasize the importance of taking care of yourself. Now, whether that be physically, mentally, spiritually, there's so many aspects to taking care of yourself. But for the purpose of this video, I'm going to focus basically on your physical appearance. Now, there's this quote that I live by, and it's basically do something each day that your future self will thank you for. I don't remember who made this quote, but when I tell you that this quote transformed and changed my entire life. Now, whenever I'm supposed to be making a long-term or short-term decision, especially when it comes to taking care of myself, this quote has actually been a game changer for me. Guys, I cannot overemphasize the importance of taking care of yourself in your 20s. Let's face it, this is the only time where you would have absolute abundance of time to just focus on only yourself. I can't think of a better time when you wouldn't have to worry about your children, your husband, your relationship, or something else. Your 20s is your peak time, guys. Spend your 20s taking care of yourself. You see those things like your skincare rituals, do not neglect your skincare rituals. Those things are called rituals for a reason, okay? You don't want to be that person at 30 years old and your whole skin is burnt because you spent your 20s bleaching or using cheap products. You know, you have Coke here, you have Fanta, you have Sprite on your forehead because you neglected taking care of yourself. Now you can't step out without applying makeup. No. Now, apart from even just your skincare, your 20s is the most important time to care for your body. Whether that be exercising, your general well-being, what you eat, what you consume, what you're taking, and what comes out of your body. You have to be very, very mindful. Now, if you're like me, growing up in my 18, 19, 17, I could consume basically any and everything and you wouldn't even see the change in my body. I've always been skinny, okay? So I didn't used to care what I was even eating. I would eat a bucket of chicken and I'll still end up looking like a chicken, as skinny as a chicken, like no difference, no change. I can eat at 3 a.m, 4 a.m, 5 a.m, nothing would absolutely happen to me, okay? But just getting older in my 20s, I can see how just one tiny piece of food can transform my entire body, okay? I can't even eat at certain times because I know that if I eat so late, I'm gonna wake up having the worst indigestion. I'm gonna wake up just feeling like a grandma, okay? So my body is changing drastically in my 20s. I'm seeing the impact of what I'm eating. Fat is starting to gather in some areas that I'm not so happy about, and I was like, no girl, you need to get yourself into the gym. And a lot of people will be like, what are you doing in the gym? Okay, you're skinny. But I see myself and I know what I want to be. Well, I know what my future self wants to look like, and I have my own goals and I'm working towards them. Research has shown that your body actually transforms the most in your 20s. So if you can take that power to actually transform your body into how you want it to be. A great book that has helped me in, you know, taking care of myself in terms of creating routines, creating habits to transform my life daily is Atomic Habits. We read that in February, I think. It's somewhere on my bookshelf here. I would go get it. In fact, I would go get it just for the video. This book, if you want to learn about like building habits, building routines, taking care of yourself, taking care of just this book is what you should read. Atomic Habits by James Clear. Such a phenomenal book, okay? So yes guys, do not neglect yourself in your 20s. You don't want to be that person that looks back in your 30s and see yourself all washed out. Take care of yourself in your 20s. Number 2, foster friendships. Now, I know in this age of lone wolf, I can do it all by myself. I don't need anybody. Guys, no. Like, no. Your 20s is the time for you to actually foster friendships, foster relationships, okay? I can't overemphasize the importance of friendships, genuine friendships and relationships, especially in your 20s. The friendships and relationships you cultivate in your 20s are going to be what will transform the most part of your life. They're going to have the most influence on your life. So you have to be intentional about making friends. Your life is so much easier, so much more colorful when you have friends. You want to go out, you have friends to go out with. You want to brainstorm some business ideas, you have friends to do that with. You want to travel, you have some friends to do that with. You want to launch a business, you have friends to do that with. You need advice, you have friends for that, okay? Make out time for your friends, whether that be organizing friendship dates, you know, going on dates, even romantically, okay? Like, man was never made to be alone, okay? You can meet your husband in your 20s so that you can have someone to marry in your 30s. You cannot just be killing yourself every day. You're always in your house, you know, you're always inside, you're always busy doing nothing, busy sleeping, and then you have a plan to get married in your late 20s or in your 30s, but you did not come out. Where will the husband find you? Okay, so I feel like 20s are the most important time to focus on building genuine friendships and relationships. Your 20s are the time where you actually figure out that some friendships are not meant to last forever. They just came to, you know, they came for a particular period to do certain things, teach you certain things, and go. So it's okay to lose friendships in your 20s. It's good, it's fine. The people that are meant to come into your life would come and they will stay. Put yourself in positions to actually meet people, make friends, because there's so much opportunities that you can get from just friendships. I, for one, know how many opportunities that I have gotten into my life just through friendships and genuine relationships. A good book that can help you with making friends that I have actually read is How to Win Friends and Influence People. If you're not part of my book club, this would be a good time to join. I read one new book every month, and the book that we're currently reading is always in the description box. We read this for January, so if you haven't, please get onto it. This is a great book for how to cultivate friendships, how to meet friends, how to win friends, how to just, you know, this book is very good for interpersonal relationship skills, so get onto it. I'm gonna get a bit aggressive here now, so please don't fight me, but if you want, let's get into the ring, okay? Number 3 is know yourself. Like, know yourself, know what you want. Your 20s are the time to figure out what you like. Now, I see a lot of people just doing things because it's popular, doing things because it's trending, doing things because their favorite influencer is doing it, or their favorite, you know, friend or someone is doing it. Sometimes you actually do these things unconsciously because you like someone, so you just follow their every move without even figuring out if those things align with you. Your 20s is not the time to just follow every single trend. It's the time to figure out what works for you and do that. Be your authentic self. Know what you like and what you don't like. You know, there was a time that, you know, doing makeup tutorials was popular and I just jumped on the bandwagon. I'm gonna put some of those embarrassing videos here if you'd like to watch them, and I'll do this makeup tutorials because the people that I admired on YouTube at that time were doing makeup tutorials, and I would jump and I would go and do those tutorials, and at the end of the day, like, I wasn't happy about the videos. I hoped they would go viral. That was my what I did them for. You know, I admired people who did it and I wanted to be like them, and I was just doing it. But getting older and in my 20s, I figured out that makeup is not my thing. I do not know how to do makeup. I do not like it. I just do it because, you know, sometimes I want to just pop off, you know, so, but it's not my thing. I figured out that this is not my thing, so you wouldn't catch me doing a makeup tutorial, like actual tutorial, except I just want to do it for fun. I'm just getting dressed and I want to show you guys what I'm using, you know. So it's like, just know yourself. So I figured out that makeup is not my thing. I'm not going to be a makeup influencer. It's just not what I'm going to be, okay? I like experiences, I love travel, I love lifestyle. That is what I love, and that is what I'm going to do. So I'm just saying, basically, this point is about knowing yourself and spending more time doing the things that you actually love. Do not buy someone else's dream. Number 4, your 20s should be spent learning and unlearning. Ooh, I could sleep on this particular one, like I could sleep on it, okay? This also circles back to what I was saying in the beginning. Your 20s are your most selfish years. These are the years that you have the most time to yourself, okay? Your 20s should be spent learning, okay? So let me talk about learning, and then I'm going to go to unlearning. Learning, okay? Find out areas that you're not so vast in, that you're not so skilled in. Like, be honest with yourself. I don't know about these things. I need to learn about it. Start learning, okay? For instance, I personally, I know that I've always struggled with time management. I always wondered why we had the same 24 hours in a day, and some people would end up achieving so much. I'm just going to use this YouTube space for instance. I know how difficult it is for me to edit one single video, and I see YouTubers uploading 3 times in a week. And you know, I'm just like, okay, if these YouTubers can upload 3 times in a week, why am I uploading just 1? Clearly I have a time management problem, and this is something that I had to be honest with myself, and I started working towards bettering that skill. And I'm saying, okay, Divine, you have a problem now, learn about time management. And I spent time learning about time management. I knew right from the jump that I had a problem with saving, okay? My younger self, she knew nothing about saving, okay? Now don't get me wrong, I wasn't like, you know, I wasn't spending money like, oh babalo. No, that's not my problem. My problem was that, for instance, if I'm earning 100,000 naira, I will save 95,000 and spend and leave off for 5,000. Ridiculous, right? ridiculous. When I was throughout my years in college, that's what I always do. Like when I get money from my parents, when I make any form of money, because I used to model back in the day, so I always have like money from like my side hustle, teaching people how to catwalk, all of that stuff. But I wasn't like, I didn't know anything about finance or how to manage it. I just knew that, okay, I need to save money, because of the life that I wanted to live, but I didn't know how to properly save. So I would get my allowance and I would just take out like 5% for myself, and the remaining 95% I would be saving it, until something happened to me that I lost every single savings that I had. I don't want to go into that, but I lost everything, and that was a wake-up call for me. I was like, no girl, like you're doing it all wrong, because now you didn't even live your life to the fullest. You didn't even get the things that you wanted to get. Now the money you were saving, you lost everything. So you lost time, you lost experiences, you lost the things that you could have done to better yourself. You were saving stupidly, and now you lost everything. So these were things I had to be honest with myself and say, girl, you're in your 20s now, you have all this time to learn. Now the other part of this is unlearning. Oh guys, we could actually sleep here today if I go into unlearning. But unlearning is basically unlearning all these belief systems that you grew up with. Your church told you this, your parents told you this, your school told you this, society told you this. This is the time to break down all those things, find out why. Why did society say this? Why did my parents say this? Why must I do? Like, you have to know the reason why you're doing what you're doing. You need to be intentional with your life. For instance, the other day I was making gizzolo. Now, if you're not Nigerian, you might not know what that is. Basically, it's a local Nigerian dish made out of gizzard, which is a part of chicken, and dodo, plantain. So I was making that on my Snapchat and I posted it. And somebody sent me a message and said, do you know that women should not be eating gizzard? And you know me, I love to learn. So I'm like, oh, really? Why? And the person's like, yeah, tradition. It's just not tradition. They said you shouldn't. Our tradition just says so. And I'm like, that is not a reason. That's not a reason to not do something or to do something because tradition said so. What is tradition? Tradition is basically a group of people coming together, having one belief, forming that belief and living by it. You're just going about because people thought of something, and you're just going about life with people's preconceived notions. Like, you need to have solid points backing what you're saying. Now, if the person said to me that, okay, the gizzard secretes an acid that once it mixes with your body, it can cause you cancer, it can give. Now I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. You know, just a concrete reason that actually makes sense, and not just telling me because tradition said so I shouldn't. Unlearn every single bad habit, every single stereotype, every single thing. Just break down everything, find out the why behind it so that you can make informed decisions. Your 20s is the time to unlearn, because trust me, a lot of us have many preconceived notions based on our experiences in life, going about living in a particular place, or growing up in a particular family, or going to having a particular religion. Your 20s is the time to actually analyze everything and know that if I'm doing something, it's because I want to do it, because I know about it, and because I want to do this thing. Okay? Learn about money. Okay? This is something that we've all been running away from. I know that I have been running away from it. Like, anytime it comes, a topic about money pops up, it's like, I don't want to talk about this. Please, no. I don't want to talk about money. I don't want to discuss my finances. I don't want to. No, guys, if you want to be a successful person, you have to learn about money. How can you make money work for you? Learn about investment. Learn about saving. Okay? I've already shared my experience with you with saving. I thought I was saving money, but I was killing myself. Okay? I had to go and learn about saving and investing. Now, when my income comes, I know that, okay, a part of my income goes to saving, a part goes to investment, a part goes to, you know, I pay myself. You know, there's so many things that, you know, you have to learn about money. If I go into that in this video, we'll stay here all day. But basically, just learn about money. Okay? You cannot be a rich person without having money. You are going to handle money. You cannot avoid it. Okay? The older you get, the more money you have to work with, and if you don't know how to manage money, you're going to lose everything, and there's no way you can be rich if you lose all your money. Okay? So your 20s is the time to learn about money, learn about streams of incomes. Okay? Don't rely on one stream of income. I'm just going to tell you that from the jump. Don't rely on one stream of income. Find a way to have multiple streams of income. As a young person, this is the time where you have the most energy to do a lot of things. Okay? So use your energy to maximize energy you have in your 20s. Start a business, you know, find a job that is going to pay you a lot of money. Okay? This is the time to learn about your earning ability. How much can I make that will give me the life that I want and would also improve my life in the long run? Okay? This is the time you have the most energy. If you're in a career right now that is not paying you, you know, you just stumbled into it, this is the time for you to rethink. Do I look for a better job? What industry is booming? What industry in the next 10 years is going to be the biggest industry, how can I be a part of that industry? How can I invest in that industry? How can I be a part of that industry? These are the things that you need to be focusing on when it comes to your 20s. Learn everything you need to know about money. Start early, okay? If you start investing early, if you start saving early, it compounds over time, and by the time you're like in your 30s and 40s, you look back at your savings that you started when you were in your 20s and you'll be so amazed. Like, you'll be so amazed. If you want to be a millionaire, start investing now. Now, once you've learned about money, you've learned how to manage money, now you can now come to this number 6 point, which is what? Travel, go out and try new things. Now, you don't have to have millions of dollars before you can travel. Earlier this year, I traveled to Abuja, which is a couple of states far from the state that I live in Nigeria. Even if you do not have the money for the large, expensive, elaborate vacations, start small, okay? Just start with your local community. Go to another state away from the state that you're currently in. Go to another town, okay? Go to, you don't even, in fact, even if you cannot even afford to go to another town, just go out, go to a restaurant, okay? Go eat something nice, you know, go to a park. Just step out of your comfort zone. Your 20s is the time where you can actually, you have the opportunity to do all these things. You're not tied down by family, you're not tied down by marriage, you're not tied down by your kids. You can pretty much do anything that you want to do. So your 20s is the time to actually explore. What is that thing that you've always wanted to do? Your 20s is the best time to do it, okay? I, for instance, I love new experiences. I love going out. I love traveling. So in my 20s, what I focused on is just doing exactly that. I make it a point of duty to at least once in 2 weeks, I try to go out, whether it's out of my house, whether it's to the movies, whether it's to the park, whether it's to a new restaurant. Good time to watch my restaurant reviews, by the way, if you're new here. Whether it's to, you know, go to another state, okay? I have a couple of trips that I'm planning for later in the year with some of my friends, and you know how it goes. If it doesn't work out with them, I'll go by myself, you know, but I'm saving towards those goals. Just allow yourself to explore new places, okay? Your 20s is the time that you can pretty much get up and move to another city, okay? And last but not the least, number 7, have a relationship with God. Now, I don't want to go too much into this. I don't want to preach too much. I understand that some of you might not be Christians, you know, but basically I like to look at it this way, right? We're living in a world where we don't know how the world came about. We don't know how anything happened. There's a black hole theory. There's so many theories of how the world came about, but none of us know. We didn't create it. We don't know. But we know for a fact that somebody created this, who is the creator, right? And we find ourselves here, and most likely we're all going to die someday, and we're going to leave. We're going to leave this place back to wherever it is that we came from. Now, for the time that you are here, and even for the time that you're going to leave, that you don't know what's going on, wouldn't it make sense to be best friends with the creator? Wouldn't it make sense to have a relationship with the creator, with the person who created all this, so that you can be in good standing, so that you can navigate your way through this life, so that you can live this life to the fullest potential? Think about it. Just think about it. Imagine, for instance, you travel to a new city, and obviously there's a tour guide, and the tour guide is asking you, please be my friend, please have a relationship with me, please be my friend. And you're like, no, I'm not interested, I just want to go about the city gallivanting. You don't know anything about the city because you didn't create the city. You don't know anything about the city. The tour guide obviously has more information about the city. You might just be walking along the street and a car will just knock you down, because you probably don't even know that there are flying cars in the city and it will knock you down. But imagine that you are friends with the tour guide. He's going to tell you, oh no, don't go there, the arm robbers usually stay there at night, or yeah, go to that place, that you have the best experience, or no, don't go out on Tuesdays, we have sit at home days. Like, give you basically a roadmap to having the best time in that city. That's how I see the creator of the universe, which in my case is God. It's going to benefit you even more than it's going to benefit the tour guide, okay? Think about this with this analogy that I've given you. You want to have a relationship with your creator, especially in your 20s. Better to start now than start later. There's no better time to start cultivating that relationship right now. Like, as eager as the tour guide is to show you around the city, that's how eager God is to help you out through life. Like, what better way do you want to go through this life that you didn't create, okay? Someone is out there willing to help you, show you around, even help you beyond this life itself. So why not just create a relationship, cultivate a relationship with God right now? This is like the most important thing that you should spend your 20s doing. That is my last but not the least point. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really did enjoy filming it. These are some of the things that I've started doing in my 20s, and I'm seeing tremendous change, tremendous transformation. I believe strongly that if you guys can implement even just one out of these tips, your life is going to change for the best. Now, if you guys want to see more videos like this, do make sure you let me know in the comment section which of these tips would you like to start implementing in your life. Let me know in the comment section, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.